Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another Transformers review. Today we're taking a look at a knockoff figure, and it's a knockoff of a third-party figure, which is kind of interesting. It's the not Reflector. So this is a knockoff of the Perfect Effect PE-11 SFX Scout Force, which was Perfect Effect's not Reflector figure. Now, that figure went for some pretty pricey money, and they were like legend-size figures. They were really well done, and they looked cool. I just couldn't pull the trigger on buying something that small. And, I don't know, Reflector, I've always been kind of on the fence on. I think it's an interesting character. They're three robots that turn into a camera, but I just couldn't pull it. I came across this figure from a fellow Transformers fan and one of my subscribers, Wesley. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. Got this thing for like 20 bucks. Now, it is missing one part, but can't complain much. I mean, it's a knockoff, and it's really cool. I do like it. Now, one reviewer I've seen online had one that was similar to this particular figure. However, his was all different colors, and it didn't have quite the detail that this one's got. He did mention something that I thought was absolutely genius. The feel to the plastic on this thing feels like shampoo bottle plastic, and it really, really does. Not to say that's a bad thing, because it doesn't feel like it's going to break by any means, but it doesn't feel like a toy, if that makes sense. But overall, I mean, this thing looks really cool. It's a much larger version of the Perfect Effect Reflector that we got. And, I mean, there's some gappage issues here. Like right here, you can see the hand and all that kind of good stuff. And if you flip it around backwards, you're obviously going to see one of the heads, which I'm presuming when you look at it at the front, it kind of looks like the button there. Now, this particular piece is missing one of the shoulder bits in robot mode, and those are supposed to kind of come together to make this larger piece right here. However, I mean, it works. I just spun it around and kind of faced it that way, and it totally looks cool. This is definitely the way I'm setting this up on the shelf. I really do like it. Surprisingly, it's very stable on this little tripod. I mean, the tripod legs are tiny, but it works really, really well. I'm digging the extended lens here. It's got all the markings on it, which is really, really interesting. We've got the flash bulb up here that has a bunch of the details, which is really, really cool. Just kind of a close-up. Yeah, I mean, it's got all the markings on it, which is really, really cool. Very, very surprised. And as you can see, the little tripod there, you can just fold out, and it sits on there perfectly. Really, really surprised. For comparison, here is the knockoff Perfect Effect Not Reflector with the 6-inch Black Series Star Wars R2-D2. As you can see, this is a pretty good-sized toy. Here's the camera with Robots in Disguise 3-step changer Grimlock. Here he is next to Beast Machine's Optimus Primal. And finally, here he is with Combiner Wars Motor Master. So here is the knockoff Reflector in the robot modes, and I mean, they look pretty cool. They're definitely G2 kind of decoed, and each one has a different combination, which in the camera kind of looks a little weird, but when you get them into the robot mode, it kind of breaks them all up, which is really nice, because they're basically about the same figure. Especially these two pieces here, as they are the outer pieces. The guy with the actual lens in the middle. He's the middle character, and he actually looks the most G1 to me. Reminds me of that reflector color that we saw on the toy as a kid. It comes with a bunch of extra parts. This is supposed to be the shoulder pieces. I'll show that when I put some of these other parts on the figures. You've got this piece here, which can be used to help mount this as a cannon over the shield. I'll show that off. The piece here, this is kind of interesting. Again, it has all the paintings on it, which is very, very interesting. Very cool, very neat. But this stores all the weapons inside, which is kind of cool. This, of course, is the flash bulb, but can be shoulder pieces, kind of a missile launcher type thing, which is cool. And then you've got the shield here, which is pretty cool. This is the base, bottom piece of the camera. But the weird thing is, it's got an Autobot logo, an actual Autobot logo, which I thought was interesting. Looking at the figures themselves, they transform very, very simply, which is not a bad thing, but I don't know. If I spent the money on the actual Perfect Effect figure, I might be a little disappointed on how simplistic it is. I mean, it's like Legends class simple. The robots themselves look okay. They're just very basic, very blocky figures. They are very... Oh, the part fell off. They are very hollow figures. And the crotch pieces are actually part of the shield, and they just clip onto the robot itself. Here is the one with the lens in the middle. Very cool. I like them. I think they look really, really nice, but I think the camera mode is my favorite after looking at them. So this guy's the same as the other shoulder bit of the camera. He's just a different color. So yeah, definitely fun stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at some of these parts and see some of the alternate configurations. So here we have the figures with all the weapons and the shields, and they look really, really nice. The weapons are actually pretty cool. They've got silver paint apps, which is nice on the gun there. The little black knife has some nice details, so I was really kind of surprised about that. I thought that was really, really well done. Of course, you have this massive shield on there. This was the shoulder bit I was talking about. There should be another one that goes over there. Now, you can configure some of these other components to go around some of the other figures, but I think they look pretty cool that way. Let's take a look at the camera lens piece here set up as a mega cannon. Alright, so here we have the camera set up with this kind of mega cannon, and I really like that. If I was going to display this in the robot modes, this would definitely be the way I would set it up. I think it looks really, really cool, and it just looks really massive, like some kind of artillery shell launching doomsday machine. Definitely a fun little thing that you can do with it. Again, there are a lot of different things you can do with the accessories, and I do appreciate that. However, again, it's that camera. I just really like it. It's almost a 1-to-1 ratio camera. Very fun stuff. For size comparison, here is the knockoff Perfect Effect Reflector Squad with Transformers Combiner Wars Bombshell. Here's the knockoff Reflector Squad with Takara's Legends G1 RC. And finally, here is the knockoff squad with Takara's masterpiece Tiger Track. So is this a knockoff that you want in your Transformers collection? You know, I'm going to say yes. For the price, you really can't beat it. I mean, it's the Perfect Effect SFX scouting team, you know, the not Reflector, and it's really, really cool, and it's oversized. It's not as small as the actual figures you get from Perfect Effect, and the cost is like so minute compared to how much that thing actually really is. So definitely cool. I like it. I like the G2 kind of colors, and definitely fun. So there it is, the knockoff Perfect Effect not Reflector. If you guys like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. Definitely check out my other videos. Add a comment below. What do you think of this knockoff? And do you have it? what colors are it? Because I know it varies. So definitely subscribe to my channel, share my videos, and as always, look for more videos in the future.